Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Barbados to the brand new week. And I have something that I have never seen in my life. Now, I don't know if there are other Bajans who have seen it before, but this is why we're starting early this morning. For those that miss it on the live, could please catch it later on. But I have never ever seen this before in my life. These are crabs that are all making their way all around. I really have never seen this number of crabs all over this beach, or any of the beaches in the island actually. And they're not just here, they're all up in the hills and in the rocks. There are hundreds, actually thousands and thousands of crabs. I don't know what this indicates or whatever, but look at the amount of these. Everywhere you can see, just massive amounts of them. Now, I don't know what this indicates. I don't have a clue, but I know that when something like this happens, there's something supposed to be something maybe they're picking up that I'm not picking up. But this is definitely unusual for me. As I said, I don't live in Calwash, but I've been here for many summers. I've never seen this before. So that's something unusual. That's why I started up early this morning. Good morning to all you all. What a beautiful day it is. You can actually hear them. So let me keep quiet, let you hear all the shells that are hitting together. Here we go. What amazing sounds. This sounds like, it's just amazing. I don't know if you all can hear it over this rough sea noises or sea sounds, but you can hear them clinking together. All the shells are hitting together as they're climbing to get through. So I guess someone will comment on this if they've seen this before. I have certainly never seen this before. Not with this number anyhow, that's for sure. It's like a major exodus. I don't know if they're going towards the sea or if they're moving away from the sea. A lot of them have wet shells and stuff, but that doesn't mean that they are actually coming out of the sea. But it looks to me as though they're crawling out of the water. I don't know if it's because of the rough storm swell that we're experiencing or what, that this is their way of getting away from the sea, or I'm not too sure. I know there are a lot of very knowledgeable East Coast people on here that have spent all their childhood on this beach every summer, and I'm sure they can enlighten us. Anyhow, look at beautiful Barbados. Perfect conditions for any surfers on board. Don't waste time watching this. Get your boards and head over to Soup Bowl. It is perfect. Just overhead, glassed off, long walls, perfect walls, and naff barrels. We get up there in a little while. Remember, the tide's dropping now, so it's going to get hollower and hollower as the morning goes. What a beautiful morning it is. Good morning to you all. Before we go any further, let's do our Serenity Prayer looking in this direction. I can't think of anything more beautiful to be looking at in this world right now than what we are. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Yes, I see a few people saying they've never seen this before. I have never ever seen this in my life, so I don't know what this is, but nature speaks to us in many ways. So I'm going to wait to see what's going on here. I'm going to try and find out today, because this has got my curiosity going. I was coming down here to run down the beach and start from further down and then make our walk up, but when I saw this going on, I had to stop abruptly and let you have a look at it. Alright, so I hope you brought your darker makers today, because we have lots of action going on for you in a couple of seconds. I just want to give you a last view of these here to see they're all moving and they're not just empty shells on the beach. Beautiful conditions. So someone can enlighten me as to what this is later on. I know Chris Gill, very knowledgeable on the ocean and fishing and everything on the East Coast. So Chris, if you're on this morning, or if you catch us later on, please let me know what your thoughts are on this, because I'd be very keen to hear for sure. Beautiful morning though. I'm going to start with a 360 right here. This is breathtaking scenery. The sun at this angle, just spectacular. Here we go. Now, I'm not too sure where we start our 360, so if I fell a couple of degrees short, please forgive me. And I'm still just blown away by this, so I'm going to show you all one more time what's going on here. For those who have just come online, this is an exodus of crabs out of the hills, it looks like, into the water. But check the amount all up to the grassland. The crabs all over the rocks, everywhere. You can't even really see the sand in some areas because of them up in the rock area. Tons of them. Do not know what it's all about. So we'll find out that later on. But that's a curiosity for this morning, and that is certainly going to sort of nag me until I do find out, because I am sure this indicates something. Good morning to you all. This morning is stunning. I came down, the sets are pumping, as you can see. I want to show you back down again at the set, because just so you saw it in 360 small, and some of you might have said, well, what are you talking about with waves? But look at the sandbar, guys. Check the outside set that's coming through there now. Just spectacular, unbelievable. Just check the lines out there and the barrels and stuff. We're going to see a lot more beauty in a minute. Just to give you an indication where we are. Chalky Monk, sleeping giant on his back. You can see him in the distance here. Very little, you can see the Pico Tenerife, and also in the distance as well. You can see the peak, but a lot of it is obscured by the sea spray and stuff that's coming off of these beautiful storm swells that are coming in this morning. Absolutely great. Also, you'll notice in the hills, you'll see some of the homes beginning to light up now with the sun on them, and the casuarina trees and stuff right up in the hills. Good morning to my cousin. I know your home's up in there, and you're probably looking down at me if you're down the East Coast right now. If you're not, get over here. You need to be over here. This is your home, so try and get yourself out here on the east. All right, we're going to walk back in this direction today. We did not do it in this direction last time, so as you can appreciate, we're going to see lots and lots and lots of sun this morning. Very heavy sun rays and stuff. So hence the darker makers that I put out the plea for this morning. Now, last time I think we were down here, there was a lot more sand as well. I think we did it at low tide as well, so it would probably be the reason why. But usually most of these rocks here are actually covered with sand throughout certain times of the year. I don't know if this year has happened, but I do know that many times all these rocks here close to us are all covered by sand. You can see the discoloration on some of them versus the other ones. So you'll get an indication of how high the sand can be out here. Just beautiful. But again, we're seeing those crabs looking like an army out there. Let's say strength and unity. And let me tell you, that is the strongest group of crabs I've ever seen in my life. Alright, we're going to do a little stepping up because the tide's coming in now, so we're going to be jumping all around between these boulders. I want to take you as close as I can to the water's edge without getting myself soaked. So just give me a second. Let me let it recede off a little bit. But look at how beautiful this is. My goodness. Anyone that knows me knows that I love to see a perfect swell. And today is perfect. This is absolutely ideal for me. And thank goodness I have all my equipment here. As far as I know, the psychologist. He actually is my psychologist too. But the hycologist and surfologist, Ryan, I know was here yesterday. Ryan, if you're online, I sent you a message this morning telling you to get over here, buddy. So hopefully you're en route. You're missing this, but you will hear it later on. Just beautiful conditions. I came down this morning, got here a little bit late because I had some technical issues at home with the computer. Gave me a lot of trouble, but I got it all sorted out eventually. And I was able to get up our notification. And I was able to actually get over here at about 20 to 6, which is a lot later than I'd want it to be. Because I usually like to get over to these locations maybe around 5:30, 5:20, 5:30, just so I can see the beauty of the awakening morning. But when I came over, there was no sun up. The sunrise did not actually come up. I got a couple of photos of that. But they had men in the water. They had 3 men in the water this morning when I got here at 20 to 6. And another one on the beach pushing off. And since then, another about 8 people have appeared. I don't know if all of them are going off or if some of them have come to take some photos and stuff. But I saw about 8 more up in the hill itself, parked up, coming down, it looked like. Just beautiful, beautiful location. I know we did here, I think somewhere around the 24th of June. I know we've been all around Bathsheba and stuff recently, but this morning, conditions definitely warrant me coming over here to show off this beautiful, beautiful place at sunrise. Look at the spectacular morning we have. Using a rock as a filtration enables us to see some of the horizon. If that rock was not there, well, you won't be seeing that water horizon at all, for sure. I think they must have had some group meeting this morning in Cahawash with the crabs, because I don't see any anywhere else. I was up through Joe's River, didn't see any there. on Bathsheba Beach by Super Bowl. Didn't see any there, so it looks like all of them have accumulated and come down this side here and must have had some kind of grand meeting. Alright, before we get any closer up, the wooded bridge you can see, that's the Joes River footbridge. That now links Cattle to Bathsheba. In years gone by, the only way to get from one to the other, unless you want to walk through the long hills of Spree Hill and up by the actual Joes River bridge and stuff, you would have had to, you know, come down through this water here and walk across the beach and through the actual river, which sometimes can flow well. I know people are telling me about, man, people laughing at you because you're saying river, because you're saying waterfall. But for Barbadians, this is what we call river, and Bath is what we call a waterfall. So I'm going to stick with what I know, and I don't mind. If people laugh at it, that's great for me. I have no problem. I laugh at myself sometimes, because I've been to Niagara, I've been to quite a few of the lakes in Canada, and I know what you all are talking about rivers, but I'm going to be a little Bajan boy, and I can call it as we call it, Joes River. Beautiful. Look at the rock formation. This is a perfect place to explain to you about the weaker matter getting eaten out. Now these rocks have not rolled out of the hill. You can actually see they're on a coral mass. So these are being sculptured over the years by all of the natural swells, and I would assume winds play a part in it as well along this area, and all the weaker matter is being eaten out. Now for some of you that may not know, there was a rock on that piece here that's very low before, and that got knocked off years back. I remember when I was surfing, that was there. Well, when I was surfing consistently, so I would say that was probably back in the I would say 90s, late 80s, 90s, that would have dropped off, and I'm sure some of you will remember that as well. Isn't it beautiful out here today? Lovely to have a swell. You know, we've come here in perfect conditions before where there's been no swell, but this gives us a chance to see the raw power of this East Coast just performing for you this morning. If you are not a knowledgeable surfer or not an experienced surfer, please do not go in this water today. Remember, what we're seeing now is tricky, you know, when there's a system just off of the island, what we may see now may change completely in another 20 minutes when the tide starts to drop off. It may get very hollow, it may start to close out. I don't know if it'll get any bigger, because usually high tide will bring the bigger swell, but who knows, you know, the system is just to the northeast of us and it's generating a beautiful swell. You know, Hurricane Larry had some good swells and stuff too, not what I had expected from that for sure, because the intensity of it. And this little small system pushing through what I call perfect surf conditions. All right, we're going to make our way up the riverbed a little bit. I did check the signal coming down. We've had some, well, first of all, we've had some self-inflicted signal losses, and then we've had definite signal losses in different areas on the east that we've been on recently. But we're going to walk up this riverbed here now and make our way up the foot trap, up the Joes River Bridge itself, and go across the top. Now, we could do it by beach. We have done that before, as you may remember. But I really would like to take you a little bit inland so you can look at the beautiful scenery that we have to offer. I have on my super 4x4s today, just because I am doing a lot of rocks and stuff. Believe it or not, I had so many slips coming over here. I was trying to rush to get over here for you. I was sliding all over the place. I was in a skating ring, but I got through. I survived. So here we go. I'm going to keep quiet, let you enjoy a little bit of the nature as we go our way up through here. Well, until my mouth tells me to talk again. You know, I don't really have much control over that. Got to bite your tongue and thing. I'm not ashamed to tell you, I put in my hand enough stuff here to stabilize myself, because my shoes are a little bit wet from the walk just now where we went, and also down here has quite a bit of mud and a lot of ash residue from before, and we've had some rain and some heavy dew this morning for sure. Not a lot of rain, but enough to just dampen it to make it a little more slippery than it would have been. Just gorgeous morning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Okay, that is the Joes River Bridge up there that they've built recently. That replaces what used to be the railway line. That used to go over here, and for years we used to walk across that to access Bathsheba from Calawash. And why I say from Calawash? Because most of the time in my life when I've spent down here has been in the Calawash area, and I've always gone over to Bathsheba to surf. Just beautiful out here this morning. Stunning conditions. Let me see if I can retrace my steps again. Here we go. You all see some radical altitude changes. You know I'm going down. But I told you all before, I am an Olympic trained faller. So I know to get back up real sweet and real quick. Just beautiful. I love the humor that I'm seeing going on here, and the love that I'm seeing shared. Good morning to all you all again. We are in Joe's River, the St. Parish of St. Joseph, known as Bathsheba area, just between Bathsheba and Calawash. Good morning, and how are you all today? Would you all like to say hello to the world for me? Okay. Okay, these are some friends of mine I've just met. As you can see, Bajan's always willing to say hi. Isn't it gorgeous? Wonderful. Happy to you all down here enjoying it, huh? Your names are, sorry? Liana and Kevin. All right, Liana and Kevin saying hi to you guys, and all my friends are close to, I would say right now, 52 online, close to 100 by the end of the morning. All right, this is the EMC crew, and we do this at 6 o'clock all over the island every morning. So if you check me on Facebook, it's Nicholas Dean, that's D-E-A-N-E, and you will be able to follow us there every morning. Yep, Nicholas Dean.
Sure.
Yeah, do that.
I love nature.
We have the whole island covered, so you will enjoy it.
You would give me ideas of places?
Well, I would like to think so. We were going to offer you the beauty, huh? Enjoy, have a great day, all right? Okay, see you later. You can see Bajans, man. I keep telling you all, the most friendly people in the world. Don't come to Barbados for the views. Come to Barbados to meet a friend. Use the views as your reward for coming here as well. All right, we got a little bit of a steeper section, and it's really all bush area. So I'm gonna go up this here. I'm gonna be turning the gimbal all around. So if you start to see some funny things, I'm not looking at the camera, so appreciate that. But I am gonna try and give you some varying views as we go. Just beautiful. Yes, it's easier going up than coming down. I can tell you coming down was a little bit tricky this morning. Let me get to the top before I say that. Next thing, tumble up, upside it down. Oh, that's how it goes. I'm good though, ready. All right, the footpath, or the path that's being laid, comes right across here. This is the road that was used to actually work in bridge with the heavy equipment. You know, as it starts to overgrow and stuff, it will obviously be a little more slender. Please do not drive out here. Just saying that. Just in case you didn't know. Blinding sunlight, so we're going to do a little bit of side views. Just bear with me till I can get you across here. Not much to see right now except for sun rays. Alright, last time we came down here, there was hardly any water flow. Still not really the kind of water flow that I would like to show you down here, because it really is beautiful, but it does give you an indication. So I'm going to keep quiet, let you enjoy the sounds, and then we're going to get on to the ocean in a minute. Don't worry, we are not giving up here. We're now starting. Now, as you can see, this is where we just came from. Just beautiful, spectacular scenery. Now you can look at the outer ocean and see how glassy it is. Just perfect, and you can see the swells coming through. So any surfers on here will know for sure that there's a really good swell running. You can actually see them in the ocean in the glassy conditions. Now, as you can see, our friends, our newfound friends, are exploring the riverbed itself, making their way up into the beautiful areas, chasing down the gullings and stuff, so I can take some photos of them. It's just beautiful this morning. Have a good day, guys. All right, so I did warn you about your darkest darker makers. We're going to be facing a lot of sun this morning. Not my preferred way to walk, but this morning is definitely necessary because I want you to see what it looks like from this direction as well, because we did it before in the reverse way that we're going now. You know what I mean? I like to vary it up and mix it up a little bit. Can't mix it too much when you're going over the same route, but I can only reverse the direction, and it most definitely is very different and spectacular scenery. Now, if you want to do some riverbed exploring, you're not going to get signal. I went down as far as those casuarina trees and lost signal last time I was over here testing it. But you can explore this riverbed. This riverbed is really an interesting walk. I think one of these days when we're able to hike again, the hikologist and myself will most definitely be taking that in for sure with you. We're probably doing a high resolution video, and if we can get signal in certain spots, high early morning, we will bring it to you as well. But I don't know if you can make out these swells out here. Look at how the spray is blowing off the top. Offshore conditions, just absolutely perfect out here. No sense in focusing on a soup bowl because you will not see. Now, because of the sun angle as well, cup and saucer is there in clear view. Center of the camera looks like a cup turned up on a saucer. that is where you propose in the days gone by. When Edgewater was open, so many couples used to come here and sit on that and watch the sunset, which you can see from there, and also just look around. And the proposals that have been done out here have just been incredible. And the practices of proposals that have been out here have been even more incredible. So, yeah, I'll give you a little comedy. All right, the rock that fell off is actually that one there, as you're seeing in the center of the camera. That's where the rock was on top of years gone by, and it just got eaten out little bit by little bit by little bit, and then dropped off eventually. And that's how these rocks out here are formed. Actually, all of the coastlines formed similar to that. Just beautiful conditions. All right, here we go again. I'm going to be doing some behind me views as well to try and get you away from all of this blistering sunlight. Good morning, how are you? Now, if any of you that may not know, but those that do know, I'm still going to run through it again. Edgewater Hotel is just located over on our right, up on top of this area here, the old former Edgewater Hotel. This was a very, very popular location for many people to come here on Sunday for their buffets, on Saturdays, for in general. Edgewater is beautiful. It was the only pool in Barbados that was a mixture of seawater and fresh water. And the time that was the only pool that we see like that. Unfortunately, over the years, that property went through a couple of different changes of management or ownership. I don't know if the ownership itself, but definitely management. And then there was a huge project that was going on down here to build some beach condos and stuff, just on this property itself. What some of you may not know is they had a monkey island here at one time. It was a little island in the middle of like a moat area, and you could go and sit and watch the monkeys on the island. It had trees and shrubbery and stuff. I'm not sure if any of you know about that, but I definitely know about that for sure. Beautiful views. I'm going to keep quiet. I'm going to let you walk this walk with me as if you were here in Barbados. The footsteps, imagine your own, because you're going to hear them as well. So here we go. All right, you'll see some of the structures of the planned development just out on the top of the cliff here. We get a little better view a little further on. But can you imagine how perfect these would be to be in your gallery waking up this morning and seeing the views that we're seeing from up there? I mean, just spectacular. And not only waking up in the morning, any time of the day. And if you look behind, look at the blue sky. I'm talking about beautiful this morning. Yep. Just stunning, stunning. Good morning, everyone. Have a great ride, fellas. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, we have lots of guys using this path. This has become so popular now, especially for cyclists. You can imagine how hard it was to ride up Roundhouse Hill, and or if you're coming the other direction, right up Spree Hill over Joe's River Bridge. You would know how difficult that would have been. So these guys can now actually ride along the flat plateau. You can ride from East Coast, that's down in Belle Plaine area, right up through here, right along the train line, which will run just along by the Atlantis Hotel, etc. And right up to Quonset Bay, or yeah, through tracks, which is just beautiful. So these were just amazing. I really hope that someone finishes this project up. You know, either finish it up or take down these structures, because one of the two. I either want to see it completed or back to nature, which would mean the removal of all this concrete, which would be sort of a shame. Because I think this is another option to come and stay in Barbados that is not presently offered. There are Airbnb down here. There are small rental villas, but I mean on a larger scale, I think this is a wonderful thing. And down here is just so beautiful. You know, this is the type of tourism that we continue to talk about, you know, exploring the nature of Barbados and the natural beauty of Barbados and getting out and hiking around a lot. And this would be the ideal place to be have accommodations to do your hikes from every morning. Hike in any direction for hours and hours on end. Just stunning down here. Lots of sun this morning, so I'm going to keep you off of that burn. Alright, just to tell you, there are a lot of little pools in these rocks here. You will find a lot of locals swimming here and cooling down. You'll also find a lot of vacationers and visitors as well. They will come down here and cool off in these pools. However, I will warn you anyhow. These pools right now, as you can see, look great. You may not actually see the actual pools there, but you can see it's flat water. But with these sets that are coming in, like this is a very small set, you can actually get swept out of these here without even realizing it. Before you know it, you'll be beyond the shelf, and that will be the end of that really, because it goes from here down to Cattle Wash. You have underwater caves, you have all kind of currents, all kind of riptides, everything going on. But no, it doesn't bring you in, it sends you out. Normally wave motion would tend to push you in. The actual current motion will be pulling you out, so you will be just getting hammered continuously, going nowhere until you get beyond those breakers, and that's if you get beyond them. So please be careful. I've actually been here at a surfing competition where we lost up to, I think it was about 6 people. There were well in the teens that went out. They were caught out here, lifeguards and everybody went for them, and a lot of people were lost. I remember that quite well. I can't remember those figures exactly right, but it certainly wasn't 1 or 2. There were quite a few of them, and a lot of them were rescued as well. So please be real careful when you're down here on the east coast of the island. No matter how beautiful it looks and how low the tide looks, remember the surge comes over this reef and will pull you out for sure. We always stress caution because you know, I think it'd be sort of like criminal of me to bring you to places like this to show you this kind of beauty and not tell you the way that I know or the way that I feel. Now, my opinion may not be shared by some, but that is not important to me. What's important to me is I am bringing a video, not somebody else. So I have to tell you how I feel about what I'm experiencing and about the safety that I would recommend exercising. If someone else wants to bring a video, they can bring their video and tell you what they want to tell you. But as long as I'm broadcasting, and as long as God gives me the energy and the strength and the honesty and the transparency, I will tell you all what I feel and what I experience. Alright, some of you may have eaten at Roundhouse. This is Roundhouse up here. I'll just take you off a little further. It looks beautiful. It's in lovely condition, and it's most definitely probably the most scenic restaurant in the island, or one of them. I would say here in Animal Flower Cave. The Crane has their own as well, to any of the peak areas, you know, but I think out in the wild areas, I would say the Animal Flower Cave and this, they will give you breathtaking scenery that you will not want to leave. You'll probably come here and even see if you can stay in this section after you finish lunch here. Just beautiful. This hill here, just a little word of warning, when the conditions are wet, I would not recommend leaving Bathsheba via this Roundhouse Hill, because there's a little section up there, a little hump just before you turn the corner. If there's anything coming the other way and you have to dead stall, you will not get the grip again. It is very bad when it's wet. So please, I would recommend using Cleaver's Hill or the other side by Andromeda Gardens if there's rain and you're in Bathsheba. Please don't use this when you're going out. I wouldn't recommend that. If you use it, well, you know, you'd have already been told what I would recommend. I've been surfing out here with my 2 friends, Ashley and Trot, and we've been in the water and we've seen a van pick up a slide going out of Bathsheba and skate right back up over this hill here, right down onto the beach. And that is years ago as well. No one was injured, thank God, but you know, it was a very serious situation. Beautiful accommodations down here. Now, I think I know who has this property or who runs it, but I'm not going to say because I'm not 100% sure. But I see if I can find out later on today and give you a little more information on that when I do my revision at the end of the day and we come up with our report. Just beautiful. No matter where you look, whether the trees, whether there's foliage, no matter what, you are just seeing nothing but beautiful Barbados this morning. Just amazing. Bathsheba will be hive activity. It's amazing how many people seem to be able to get off of work. Now, I'm not calling any names here. I know I see any of you that should be at work. I'm going to try and fan off of you quick, so don't incriminate you for surfing today. But don't call in sick with a sick note if you know that you're at Bathsheba right now at 28 minutes past 6, because I'm coming through with a camera. So if you see me come in, hide. If you see this video later on, make excuses. That's I can offer right now. But when I came down, 4 guys in the water, 1 on the beach. And as you can see, we probably have 3, 6, 9, well, maybe 15 people in the water right now. This will get very busy later on as the word spreads. The cameras that we used to have in Bathsheba, we had two that used to look out here. One was at Ryan Sea, and then there was another on the hill that Surfline used. Neither of them seem to be functioning right now. So it's very difficult to see the sea conditions, but look at these waves. Whew. Goodness gracious. Now Parlour would also be great as well for long boarders. You'll find a few of them out there as well. But look at the lineup, folks. This is world famous break, by the way. This is Soup Bowl, and it is world famous. What is also world famous is Bathsheba. Look at this scenery. I'm going to come around out the sun in a minute, so you might be able to ease up your darker makers for a second. Have a look at these homes up here in the hills and stuff. Beautiful. Now I know for sure that Spot from the south coast, you all would know from by Crystal Waters or Carib. He and some friends actually own these homes up here in the hills. So if you see him and you are interested in staying in this section, those 3 homes up there, or at least one of them for sure, is owned by him and a partner. And I think maybe they're all affiliated anyhow. He would have the information on all of them. If any of them are full, the other one may be available. But beautiful, beautiful homes. Homes all around, beautiful. What has become a very popular spot for parking the vehicles now is up here. Before it was where the buses used to turn, but that's a lot smaller now. And a lot of people tend to park here because the actual angle from here looks right up in the barrel, and it's perfect for viewing when you're not actually in the water. Just beautiful conditions today. All right, I'm going to look some natural filtration of coconut trees and stuff. So we're going to make our way in this direction. But the conditions today are absolutely perfect. I've seen some that have been better, but these are what you would term as perfect. Glassed off, you know, perfect little barrels, good long walls. Crowd is there, but not as many. 2 more going out here in the cliff and more coming down the hill as well parking. So here will be fairly hectic later on. 20-25 people out here is the norm for when these conditions are really good. Usually, especially on a weekend, it will go up to like 30 or more. I haven't surfed here probably for over a year now, so I'm not sure what the crowds are like, but I know that surfing in Barbados has just exploded, and there's so many people that are enjoying surfing now, and they're again so competitive on the world circuit. You know, it's really, Barbados is no longer a hidden gem in any way. I mean, Rihanna has brought that really to the light of the world. Before Rihanna, I remember many people I used to talk to used to say, "Where's Barbados?" and weren't too sure. But since Rihanna, everyone knows where Barbados is. And I won't say she's the only person that has brought attention to the island, because we have numerous artists and many people in general that have done nothing but promote Barbados and bring it to the highlight. However, without a doubt, obviously she has touched more people than anyone else because of her popularity and stuff, and her amazing art. But look at these conditions, folks. If you are a surfer and you're on the island, please come on over, get some of this. And I don't mind how many of you come, because I'm not in the water, so it doesn't bother me. So, I told a guy just, "Oh, enjoy your surf, because at 6 o'clock the world's coming to Soup Bowl." So, quite funny. You see everybody's just lining up, looking to get out, checking his surf, seeing whether it's here or whether they're going to go up to Parlour or High Rock. Yo, dude. Lots of guys. I guess these guys, I know Stuart's down here for sure. That's that way to me. Just perfect conditions. You can see where the water wagon is parked, but let me give you a view from out here. Just perfect. Look at the barrel. Woo. Now that's a little guy though, so he's not a 6-footer, so don't think that it's that big. It is pretty big. Some of these sets are definitely head high, without a doubt. Trotto! Yeah, man. There's my man I was talking to you about before, Trot. One of my boys, one of the bloods. Yeah, man. Good morning to you, buddy. Have a good session. Looks perfect. Yeah, low tide. Yeah. Well, I got my equipment here, buddy. I'll see if I got any nerves. Perfect conditions. Yeah, we'll try that, man. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, he just gave me some information on the crowds, telling me that by 8 o'clock everybody should be gone. So anybody that's viewing this here that plan to come over to Super Bowl at 8 o'clock, please do not come. I do not want to make my friends seem wrong. Lots of homes down here, beach homes. Many of them are up for rental, but they're usually within like a fairly close-knit group, so you're gonna have to find someone who actually owns down here, who can give you some publicity on it and stuff, and some information as to how to rental. How are you this morning? Wonder you have some beautiful conditions today. Yep, absolutely perfect. Now, Rise on the Sea was located just here, but that burnt down a couple of years ago, unfortunately. Not a couple of years, last year or the year before, maybe 2 years, because you know time has slipped and stuff. But beautiful, beautiful conditions over here on the East Coast, just stunning. Everybody's pulling in now. As I said before, I don't know how many people actually are supposed to be at work this morning, but when you get these conditions, I know that lots and lots of people come over here. I know for sure that when I was working, coming over to the East Coast and the Super Bowl is something I would do all the time, especially when the conditions are like this. Somehow, even if I had to leave work at 4 o'clock, I would be here, even if it's only for half an hour in the water. Conditions are just too perfect today to miss. Alright, we're just going to take a little walk across the front here. I was venturing up the hill. I don't know what I was thinking of going away from the beach, because we don't do that. And I also want to show you the angle looking down the East Coast here with the sea spray and stuff and the rising sun. We've seen it before, but it's just beautiful this morning. Look at Barbados. Just amazing. We did here about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks, but today is a part of it, so we're mixing up. I'm trying to keep us as fresh as possible, but there's some places like with conditions like these here that we need to come and have a look at. We talked about the waves last time I was here. I was very disappointed in what I saw. You know, we were waiting on the sets. Today you're seeing them rolling through consistently. That just goes to show how nature is. You know, the system, small, just developed, maybe a day or two was named, a day or two ago, and it's still a storm, and it's producing these kind of conditions. We saw a hurricane that passed here, very strong hurricane that was out in the Atlantic, had been formed for about a week, and we didn't see any swells really that were great. We saw some big ones, but they really weren't as clean as these here for sure, and definitely not as consistent. Just beautiful. Now, the only reason that I didn't finish our vlog just now at Super Bowl is because I want to show what High Rock looks like today and Parla, just because some of my friends who I know surf there with the longer boards, they'll be able to see. But look at that sea spray sitting like a cloud just up there with the big rock. Is that not beautiful with the sun on it, huh? Spectacular. And up on the ridge you will see, I don't know if you can actually see it, but there is a lot of construction going on there. That's where the Bathsheba Cultural Centre was. They've actually brought that right down to foundation, and they're rebuilding that up now. It's going to be an amazing facility. I've seen the artist's impressions on it, and it's just spectacular. Going to be something very, very different. Has the same kind of East Coast concept in place, but very, very different to what we have over here so far. Good morning, how are you going, man? Swells looking perfect today. Just look at this here. Glare, 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 but look at this sea spray. Just that mist and that blanket of sea spray that we're seeing. Beautiful. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna see the best of the East Coast. The sun today is perfect. Everything is perfect right now to show you what I'm showing you. So don't mind, we saw this a couple of weeks ago. Look at, or a week ago, look at this. And you know what? Hardly any sargassum. Now last time we were down here, you would have seen it all over, but now you're seeing very little of it. All right, I'm going to go and look for the best 360 spot that I can possibly find for you, which is going to mean I gotta go to a little bit of a peek here, so just bear with me a second. Okay, here we go. I'm going to be a little bit jittery because I'm turning on a very small rock, so here we go. Just perfect. Now I'm bringing you back over this way here, let you watch the set so it come through high rock just now. I'm going to let you enjoy this. We can't zoom on Facebook. That feature does not work for this camera, so we're going to take this in as it is. Now you will see a lot of the guys just took off left, so you know that is not something that is the most popular way of surfing out here, but depends on the angle. You can see there's a little bit of north on it because the swells down inside and not up inside as it normally would be. So there would be a left and a right offered out here today. Definitely has some north in it. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful conditions. Now you want anything more beautiful than this? I can't even imagine it possible. Honestly, I can't say extensive traveling. I haven't traveled all over to the Mediterranean and stuff, but I've done a lot of traveling. And to be honest with you, nowhere captures my heart like this rock. And it's because I'm probably a part of this rock. I am an element of this beautiful place called Barbados. So there's no doubt about it. I'm going to have a little bit of favoritism for it. But I don't think there's anyone on here that doesn't understand what I'm talking about beautiful Barbados and the way that it can make you feel. Because it is an amazing, amazing island. There's no question that God has blessed here with beauty that you don't find anywhere else. And the thing is about it is it changes from coast to coast. No matter where you go in Barbados, it's different. You can leave here and drive within 30 minutes, you're on the south coast. You can drive another 20 minutes from here and you're on the west coast. It makes no difference where you go. You're going to see nothing but beauty. Stunning beauty, and everywhere it changes. You know, we have the very rough hillside area over here, perfect for hiking and stuff. You get the flat parishes and fill it with the coves, which make you feel as though you're on a lost island, where you're on your own private little beach. When you look up at the cliffs, you don't see anything but the cliffs. You then have the west coast, which is what is the Platinum Coast. That is like the most beautiful coastline in the world, and beautiful because of the long stretch beaches. All of them are beautiful. I'm not going to put any coastline down in this island because all of them are amazing. I'm going to take you down on a lower level here now. We're going to see our farewells down in the lower section, closer to the level of the sea, so you can really appreciate the size of these swells, because right now you may not appreciate how big they are because of how high we are, the elevation, but you will have a better look at it from here. It's really beautiful today. And as you can see, these are being left alone, so you would know that these sets are perfect. Anyhow folks, look at what we started our week with. Now we did have this here, as I said, a little while ago, but every day changes. You can go back and look at the last Bathsheba video that we did and you will see it is completely different. It was low tide at that time as well, or same kind of tide I would say, but everything is different. The view looks different. I'll tell you, the air smells different. The sea spray feels light today, and that's because of the offshore breeze, and it's blowing all these spray away from me rather than into me as it did last time, which we had a little bit more of an easterly wind. You know, everything is just magnificent. I'm going to go right down onto this rock pool here. Yep, here we go. This is why I like to wear my 4x4s and not my beach shoes when I come into the beach all the time. There are certain destinations that require both. So if you have beach shoes and you have 4x4s and you have 2x2s, put them all in your suitcase. Wear one pair, pack the other two please. Don't try and substitute one for the other, because you will get hurt when you fall on these kind of rocks and stuff. It's really important that you have the right equipment. All right, we have a perfect filtration here, just perfect. So let's enjoy this here. I don't feel like stopping this video. There's so much beauty and I'm taking it all in for myself. Look at this little young surfer here, look. Stout man. It looks like termite. They call him termite. I'm not too sure. I'll get some clarification on it later, but he's shredding now. Little fella, man. Probably maybe about chest high on me. Very small guy, but surfing like a big man. Isn't it beautiful? Anyhow folks, I'm going to let you watch this here for a minute while we talk. Beautiful, beautiful Barbados. This is what the EMC does. We travel all around the island and we look for the most spectacular views in the morning. As you can appreciate, we're only 166 square miles, and therefore we have done most of it already. What I would like to say is I would like to build your excitement. We are revisiting Flora Forest. I got in contact with Dave yesterday, Dave Spieler from Flora Forest, and he had said, Nick, come on over, welcome, doors open anytime for you all guys. So just pack your bags and come on down the hill, just let me know when you're coming so I can open up the facility for you. And I don't know if you've got big yard dogs down there, but I hope you lock them up if he does. You know, dogs are my friends, but I don't want to be playing with any of them at that time of morning, not 6 o'clock in the morning for sure. Just beautiful conditions today. Look at this here. Just lovely. You know, folks, today we brought you to what I call God's room in Bathsheba. This is a peaceful, beautiful area, as natural as it comes. Couple of homes in the area, but as you can see, all of the hillsides and everything remains pretty much unchanged. Nature as it was in Barbados. You don't have to come to Barbados to stay on the south coast or on the west coast and think that you've seen Barbados. You need to come over to the east, and don't drive the skirting hills along the ridges. Come down into Bathsheba, come and sit down, come and try out one of the restaurants down here or one of the local rum shops. Come and eat some of the local foods and listen to some of the guys talking. Maybe slam a domino or two. Trust me, if you come over here to Bathsheba or you go out anywhere in this island and they're playing dominoes or anything like that, you can become a part of that table. But understand, these guys are pros. These guys live playing dominoes. If you don't know what you're doing, get ready to get laughed at. But don't mind, laughing at yourself is probably one of the most healthy things that you can ever imagine. Because being able to laugh at yourself means that you've accepted who you are, that you're not ashamed of your skin or of yourself. And that, to me, has been my biggest change in my life. I no longer worry of who I was. I no longer need anything to stimulate me to get through who I am, to make me feel I'm better. I can now do it naturally, and that's because I have turned on to life and focused on what God has for me. God has told me, Nick, you go out there and you spread what I'm giving you. I'm giving you love. I'm giving you care. I'm giving you kindship. I'm giving you knowledge. I'm giving you wisdom. I'm giving you hope. You go and spread that to everyone. Do not keep this to yourself. Make sure you take it to the world and let the world enjoy it with you. So that is what I'm doing, and that is why the EMC was formed. And from that day on, it has turned from me going out there to show you what God has to all of my friends, 420 something plus friends, who will come on here and share love, share their wisdom, share their memories, share their kindness, and just share their care. And that is what we do. That is what the EMC does. Have a great day, everyone. It is a brand new week. It is a brand new day. Go forward, be the best that you can possibly be, and make a change in someone's life. Smile. Show someone a little kindness and a little care today. You will be rewarded. You give it away, you will be rewarded. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. God bless you all. I respect you all. And of course, I love you all. Have a great day.